Wednesday's hype is one that's genuinely challenging the popularity of some of the other higher-rated shows of the year, and the news we've got for the potential season 2 couldn't have come at a better time. There's a lot of speculation going on about something other than the villains and Wednesday's stalkers, so you might want to stick around for the gossip we've gathered. Let's not take up too much of your time now. First up, time to celebrate because season 2 has finally been renewed. The verdict's in, and it's in our favor. Wednesday, the Addams Family spin-off about the kooky teens' adventures at Nevermore boarding school, has been renewed for a second season after its November launch attracted some of Netflix's highest viewership numbers ever. They threatened even the likes of Stranger Things. Some fans were concerned that maybe the show had become too popular to continue. While this logic makes little sense, we can see where they're coming from, considering that Netflix has a reputation for canceling really good shows regardless of their popularity. Honestly, what's the deal with them? But there's nothing to fear now. The amazing news has been confirmed by none other than Jenna Ortega herself, who plays the titular character Wednesday Addams. The teenage sleuth's adventures have yet to see an end, and we're glad we're not putting up with another show where strings are left untied. The news broke out not too long after the rumors that Wednesday would possibly be taken over by Netflix's rival platform Amazon Prime Video. The latter platform recently acquired a partnership with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer to become a merger, and this brought about a lot of concerns for the series' future in general. This leaves us with some more questions though, such as production schedules and release dates. There hasn't been anything to go on as of yet, but we suspect that it'll probably follow a yearly schedule, which could mean that the new season will drop in November 2023. Of course, we're going to see a lot of familiar faces, but we're excited about all the new ones too. Up next, Jenna Ortega and show creators share their thoughts. Jenna Ortega took to social media to personally thank all the fans and viewers who made it possible for season 2 to happen, stating how surreal it all feels. We agree it does feel a little too good to be true, but we know the show's in good hands when Tim Burton's involved. If that wasn't convincing enough, Netflix itself tweeted about the return of Wednesday. In a new montage of season 1 dropped by Netflix on Instagram, the Wednesday actress talks about being tortuously haunted by the millions of TikTok videos of her Raven dance choreography. The Morticia Addams actress Catherine Zeta-Jones also cheered the good news on Instagram with a cheeky line, "Wednesday nearly smiled." Even Hunter Doohan, the one who played Tyler, thanked the fans for blowing up Wednesday's dance on TikTok, attributing the trend to the success of season 2's renewal. Alfred Goh and Miles Miller, the show's co-creators, have also pitched in on the celebration and offered their heartfelt thoughts about the success, saying how they find it incredible the way the show's been able to really bring people together. "We find it true, and not just in a way that's globally transcendent, but also generationally as well. It's amazing that the Addams Family has a new generation of fans in the era, ensuring that the iconic characters will continue to stay relevant. The impact's already felt far and wide, with the many TikToks revolving around the Addams Family over the past few months. We're pretty sure the upcoming Halloween season's going to be filled with young women cosplaying as Wednesday, Morticia, or Enid Sinclair. Now for how fans have been reacting so far. Netflix execs are curious. Fans have been ecstatic ever since learning about Wednesday's renewal for season 2, and the executives and producers are surprisingly eager to hear what viewers have to say about the show. Most of the reason could be attributed to the fact that the show has as many haters as it has fans, but we know Burton wouldn't stop until he knows that he can make something perfect. Viewers have offered some amazing and constructive insight into the show, discussing the things they liked and didn't like about it. For one, the CGI work for Hyde is questionable. Let's not even try to deny the confusion we all felt when we finally saw what it looked like for the first time. It was even more jarring to see Tyler transforming into one. Talking about CGI, let's not forget Enid's wolf transformation either. It was confusing, and honestly, she barely looked like a proper werewolf. Even Twilight did a better job with the kind of equipment and technology they had back then. We're hoping the success brought the show enough money to make these improvements because it is well deserved. That aside, we could probably use a little more screen time for the other characters in Wednesday's family, like her parents and Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester, in particular, kind of popped out of nowhere, and most people think his presence could use a little more justification to make the series feel more authentic. His entrance into the show proved to be an external variable to move the show along, along, but not entirely connected. Well, let's see what Burton plans on doing about these. Coming up, what to expect in season 2 and what to look out for. As soon as Wednesday turned on the phone that Xavier had given her, to her joy, she discovered that she had just gained her first stalker. Wednesday's dismissive attitude towards social media contributed to her relatively low profile on the internet, which really worked in her favor until now. To think a stalker was already able to send her texts on her brand new phone was suspicious, especially because Xavier was the one who gave it to her. It's no wonder that Wednesday's become popular due to her shenanigans. Tyler was last seen in chains and being taken to a high-security facility or a psychiatric hospital. Unfortunately, before the transport could leave, Tyler changed into his Hyde form, leaving onlookers to believe he had eliminated all of the armed security personnel. Is Tyler more dangerous now that he's free and has lost his master? Or will he make amends with the hope of returning to Jericho? The loss of Larissa Weems as principal of Nevermore Academy is a major setback. Also, the number of people who are qualified for the position is small. Wednesday's mother, Morticia Addams, would be the most natural choice. Morticia, a member of the Nightshades and a former pupil of Nevermore, is the best candidate for the position. Wednesday, on the other hand, would try whatever in her power to get rid of her mother as principal, which would lead to funny and perhaps dangerous consequences. There's a lot to look forward to, and knowing Burton, we're not sure how it'll all turn out because he tends to pull some unpredictable punches out of nowhere. Let's look at the possibility of a queer love story blossoming in Nevermore. Well, it's Netflix, so let's not give ourselves too much hope. But there's some evidence that Wednesday might not entirely gravitate toward either Tyler or Xavier for the end game. Tyler's a Hyde, and she's never shown much interest in Xavier romantically at any point throughout the first season. But she's definitely been plenty affected by Enid, especially when the pink-loving werewolf decided to move out of their shared dorm after the danger Wednesday put them through without any regret or remorse to show for it. We know Wednesday tends to act pretty aloof, but Enid's the only one she seems to have a genuinely substantial relationship with in the show. This might be a little confusing to grasp, given Enid's involvement with Ajax. We're not sure how things are going to play out, but having romantic dramas with a lot of emotional angst isn't anything new for any show. After all, Screen Rant's revelation that the writers are considering making Wednesday and Enid's bond a focal point of the show has further fueled the rumors that Wednesday and Enid might end up together romantically. The possibility of it became even more solid when the writers said they'd gradually move toward fulfilling a romantic pairing rather than just teasing audiences about a potential relationship between the two. Could we count this as an official statement? Not as of yet, since it's pretty common for higher-ups to shut down certain ideas and force writers to take a new direction. But now that the writers have spoken as much as they have, it's sent the fandom into a buzz. Finally, would Wenclair work as canon, or will XX ruin it? Let's not forget that Jenna Ortega's all hands on deck about Wenclair being a thing. It's obvious from all the fan art floating around on TikTok that it's a very popular ship. Maybe if this was the early 2010s, we'd probably see a lot of Team Xavier versus Team Tyler debates, but this seems to be a pretty refreshing change. It would be great if Wenclair did end up happening, given the sunshine and darkness dynamic people are so fond of. Jenna Ortega and Emma Myers, the latter of who plays Enid Sinclair, have a not-so-secret inside joke when it comes to the best friend duo. They throw each other plenty of "and they were roommates" jokes all the time, and Myers believes it gets the message across pretty clearly of what the cast expects from the show. But hold on, wait a second, what queer love story isn't at risk of being obliterated by either death or betrayal? It's possible that the show might throw in a horrible plot twist, like Enid being the stalker, and it would genuinely throw us off given that she's a ball of sunshine. We're hoping that won't be the case because pulling something like this would most likely cause a worldwide riot. Now that would definitely be a show we'd watch, but we don't think the creators would risk a stunt like that if they want to keep the show going for a few more seasons. Either way, no matter who anyone ends up with, let's just hope that Enid's and Wednesday's friendship will last through it all. So what do you guys think? Who do you ship in this series? Let us know in the comments below. And if this is the kind of content you like to watch, consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. Until next time.